Hello, Team Zug, and it's been a while since I made a video. Sorry if I haven't been making any videos for a while. It's just because I've been busy with life, as all, and unfortunately, I won't be making any videos for at least a week because I'm gonna be going on holiday tomorrow. But don't worry, I'll be back by Friday or Saturday. Yeah, it's not a plain holiday. It's still in the UK. It's more of a theme park where I'm going to. So yeah, I won't be able to make any videos. But I'm here because I have two customs I want to show to you guys. Might make one more video before I go anyway. So here are my narrow gauge engines. Yep. And there's also these guys, as well as my OCs. Hornsby, Benjamin, Port, Glasgow, Petrol, Trolley PP, and Montgomery. But recently I made two new OCs. One of them was an OC that I thought of back in the summer holidays, but I scrapped because I used the bases for characters I'm not going to use. And the other is a new character I made up. I'd like to introduce to you my OCs. Heather and Anthony. So if you guys don't know who these guys are Heather and Anthony, the twin Hunslet narrow gauge mainline class engines. These two are based on the mainline class of Hunslet. They're both tender engines like Duke, Duchess, and Bertram, but they're not George England's. Yeah, the history behind these two locomotives, the bases is Linda and another one I can't pronounce the name. It begins with a B. Blinchin, I think. I don't know. These used to be engines. They used to be tank engines, and they had a third sister locomotive, an engine named Charles. But these two, Linda and Blinch, were sold to the Festingog Railway, and they were rebuilt to tender engines at some point, which I really like. Yeah, and I really wanted a Scalloy version of the mainline class. I mean, if we could get a small England and a large England, as well as two double ferries, why not Hunslet mainline class locomotives? So that's what I did. So yeah, let's start with Heather, since she was technically the first one I came up with. So Heather, along with Anthony, were made out of a take along Dukes, which I bought. Yeah, I use air drying clay for the side tanks, cover up the cab, and I made the new cylinders. Yeah, as for the front wheel, the mainline class engines are 240 tender engines instead of 040 tender engines. So what I've done is I did a trolley PP move. If I bring them over here, I took small batteries and I glued them to the Duke. It turned out really well, actually. I really like doing that. It gives, like, if you want to make a 040, a 240, use batteries as fake wheels. I mean, they don't roll, but they look nice. So yeah, Anthony is basically the same, except I added air drying clay at the tender because Anthony is based on Blinch, because Blinch has a cover on it on her tender, which is really cool. Um, Heather was the original character I thought back in the summer holidays. Originally, I pictured her as a green locomotive, like Anthony, but Anthony didn't exist. Heather was like the narrow gauge version of Emily. The reason I scrapped the original idea is because I used the basis for a history character called Clive, who has a really tragic backstory. I'm not going to say too much on it because it's kind of depressing. All I would say is that Clyde is dead. He was scrapped along with sweetheart Bonnie. But Smudger survived. Oh, these guys. But anyways, I scrapped Heather's original character because I don't know if I can remember what the reason was at the time. I think I thought I either had too many um narrow gauge steam engines on Scalloy Railway, or maybe I just I just forgot about the character entirely. until recently I just thought I decided to bring Heather back. And this time I decided to add a twin for her, aka Anthony. But this time, instead of giving her green livery, I gave her blue because Linda had a model train of her, which was blue, but I don't know if she actually wore blue in real life. It was more like a fictional livery. So here's my new headcanon for Anthony and Heather. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys what ideas you could give these two, what personalities or what the history are. And a lot of people, I can't remember who said who, but here's what I got. So thank you guys for giving me ideas. So Heather and Anthony are actually built around the same time as Ivor Hugh and Luke. They are new build steam engines for the Scalloy Railway because the Scalloy Railway wants newer steam engines because the old ones, these guys, they're all boomers. They're all they're off to the retirement home. So they wanted more younger narrow gauge engines as steam engines. They first built Ivor Hugh and Luke because, well, they're smaller engines. It's easier to do. So yeah, they built a I forgot which locomotive Luke's based on. I know it's a Stuart locomotive. So they built a little Stuart locomotive. They name him Luke, and a locomotive that's somewhat based on Tom Rope for the Thailand Railway, except it's one of the rejected designs, like the 060 design, and they called them Ivor Hugh. Then came along Heather and Anthony. So Heather is like, she has a bit of Emily still in her, except she's more of a based on the hit era version. She's called the Star Steamer. Heather likes to be on the move all the time. She thinks she's special and she's like a princess. Well, good meaning. She can be very boastful and arrogant. Anthony, meanwhile, is based on the I'll put it this way, it's not technically based on the CGI Henry or Toby portrayal. He's a warrior, but not annoying like Henry was in the CGI series, although Henry did have his moments in the CGI era. But what I'm trying to say is Anthony is a shy steamer. He likes to do things nice and slow, doesn't like to talk much or get into fights. Anthony is like he's like a shy little guy, poor guy. But at the end of the day, these two still care about each other. They bicker like siblings do, but at the end of the day, they still care about each other. So yeah, that was Heather and Anthony. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!